are rolling.
Alpha is starting to fall into the clutches of both Defiant and Colt.
Blink closing in on Dart here through the first sector.
Hawk has taken the lead back and is pulling away from Clear, and Magnum has fallen all the way back to dead last.
They need to get by Black Rose for the overall silver. Passing opportunity for Zoro. They fake inside, go outside, and have the lead. Looks to the outside, now to the inside. It's not gonna happen.
The new duo Bedlam and Magnum are your Season 2 champions.
Here we go. Starting off, the qualifiers will be the hometown hero Vertigo. They did race here in Season 1, did not do great though, as they got 11th after forgetting which way to go on the track. Going through the first sector now. Their time coming out of it will be a 12.25. Now they enter the ski slope section of the track, carrying some good speed, going right down the middle. Well, that's always a good way to do it. They come up with a 22. Now going through the bumpers. This is the make or break. As we saw from Alpha last season, that can make your run. Vertigo will come across with a 30.13, which is pretty good for this track. Next up is Electra for Team Fire. Looking for a first ever win. They got second here. Last year when we raced here. They will take the right side of the split. I believe Vertigo also took the right side. Now through the mountains they go. Coming out of the first sector, they're 11 hundredths ahead of Vertigo. Now through ski slope. Looking they're carrying a similar amount of speed. Now coming out of it. With their time, still the same, 11 hundredths ahead. How will the bumpers work for them? It's not looking great though. And it looks like they'll be losing their lead, or not. They actually had a great bumpers. They gained another 19 hundredths, and they have beaten Vertigo's time by 3/10. Next up is Arrow for the Cherry Bullets. This marble will need something, as they are sitting in dead last in the individual standings with only 1 point to their name. Icarus has completely stolen the spotlight from them. Over time be coming out of the first sector, they're 8/10 back. Now going through ski slope. Also looking at like a straight trajectory that we saw from Vertigo and Electra, but it's looking slower than those two. And yes, it is. They've lost another second. And the bumpers, this is going to be last place so far by a good margin. 3.11 back. This is not a great time for Arrow. Next up, Vorpal for the Twilight Terrors. This is going to be their first time racing here, as will most of the field today. Off they go. Vorpal had a super impressive Season 2. It was their at the time teammate Hero racing here. Who I don't know. I don't remember where they placed because I don't have my results up. They're 1.4 back through the first sector. That's not a good start. And their ski slope section is not looking any better. Coming out of it, what will the time be? It will be 2.25. I have back. We'll see if they even beat Arrow here. They will, but not by that much. 32.47, or whatever their actual time is, because that time is inaccurate. Oh god, no. Don't worry. Turtles can't hear you now. They're not out there on the Sanitons. Tartars can't hurt. Anyways, we have Tartars racing now. Oh, and they get hit by a tomato, and that's gonna send them off balance. Sends them down the wrong side of the split they wanted to go down. That's gonna affect their time 1.4 back through the first sector. This is what happens when you send and the most hated marble here to their track. 2.5 back through the second sector, through the third now, and I think everyone is happy to see Tartarus land in force 2.79 back of Electra. Next up, we have one of the favorites to win this race. It is Zorro of Motown Madness. This marble's been super impressive so far. They're placing second at Outpost Valley and sixth at what's the track called? Electra Expressway. Through the mountains, and their time coming out of the first sector, they're only 8/10 back of Electra. Provisional third so far, if they keep this pace up. Looking like a pretty straight trajectory through the ski slope, like we saw with Electra and Vertigo. The time coming out of it, 1.2. Now through the third sector, and what a third sector it is! Zorro will take P1. They took note of what Alpha did last season, executed it perfectly, and came out with a very good time. Next up is Chipper for the Camo Hiders. In Season 2, they were on the Physics Fanatics, but have now changed. They did compete at this track last season, and I don't remember how well they did because I don't know anything. They take the right side of the split there, going through the mountains. Their first sector time will be 0.62 ahead of Zorro. Well, remember, Zorro had a great last sector, and Trevor's going to need to make up some time, or have a last sector that was just as good. They're 1.06 ahead. That was the best second sector we've seen, but it's not a clean bumper section, and they're not going to be able to hold on to that. In fact, they fall back behind Vertigo, and they're provisional fourth place so far, with 1.2 behind of Zorro. Next up, the favorite to win this race. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Blink of Starry Sky. Winner at Season 2, second place at Season 1. Their biggest competition here would be Alpha if they were racing, but instead they were replaced by Low Key of the Pantheon, who will be racing here today. Blink look like they have a good first sector. They're only 18/10, not 18/10, 1800th back of Zorro. Once again, pretty straight trajectory through the second. Their time, they actually lost nearly a second in the second sector. This is somewhat disappointing for Blink standards. Wherever they play sixth. That is shocking for the favorite to win the race. They're only 200th ahead of Tartarus, who, to be fair, is a pretty strong contender at this track. Next up is Glaive for the Moon Melodies. Second place in the provisional standings right now, 9 points back of the Icy Hots. Through the mountains. Their time, they're just barely ahead of Zorro, basically dead even through the second sector. But the first one we've seen, we're actually bumping off of the walls here. And that actually is going to help them. They gain another 1100th. How will the bumpers shake out? It's not great. Slowing down significantly. And they are 2.96 back. And they will land in 5th behind Chipper and ahead of Vorpal. Next up, Ampersand for the Iron Brotherhood. You could consider them kind of a one-hit wonder in a way. Currently 24th in the individual standings out of 32. They had one very good race at Outpost Valley, but in the very next race at Electra Expressway, they did get up there at one point, but fell back to 15th, just ahead of Vertigo here. 1.5 ahead through the first sector. Once again, carrying a pretty straight trajectory through the second. The time they lost some. Nearly a second lost. The first two bumpers look clean, but the rest just did not have it. Oh, it's time to check out. That's last. 5.3, one back of Arrow. Well, actually, that's 5.3, one back of Zorro. You know what I mean. Kazuki is next up for the newly renamed Buccaneer Bounty. Previously known as Wyvern Humble, Kazuki has been pretty average so far. 9th at Nocturnal Circuit and 7th at Tidal Glow Circuit. Now competing at their third race of the season. They're getting pretty fast through the mountains. Well, the time check out is going to be in the 13th. 0.38 back, that's not bad. That's through second sector they go. What an improved straight trajectory. What will the time shake out to be? It will be 1.57 back. They lost a good amount there. Now through the bumpers, looking actually cleaner than most here. What will the time shake out to be? It will be... Actually, they lost. Never mind then. They lost 2 seconds in the bumpers alone. They fall back to 9th behind Tartarus. Next up, Chase of the Night Raid. Their teammate Kinesis has been doing pretty well so far. In fact, very well, as all of their finishes have been in the top half. Chase did get a pretty good result at Title Glow Circuit, where they got 5th. The other race at Outpost Valley did not go as well, though, where they got 14th. For the first sector, they're very close to Zoro, only 800th back. For ski slope, what will the time figure out to be? Look like they lost them in that last corner. 0.75 back, that's still not horrible. If they can get a clean bumpers here, could have been executed a bit better. They just barely missed out on that top 4. 2.61, this means that Chase will not be in the battle for pole. Now, we're at the last 4, and this is where we're going to start locking in those positions for the battle for pole. But next up, this is a real threat to be reckoned with. It's Tyrus of the Western Warriors. And they are off to a blazing start so far. Oh, they hit the attenuator. That's going to lose them some speed there. What's their time? They did lose a lot from that one hit. This really shows that you have to be precise when you're racing in a very high marble sports competition. Is that the right word? What's their second sector? They're 3 seconds back. How did that last sector shake out? That looked pretty speedy besides that last one, but they actually lost a lot there. A second back, and that will be 12th. Disappointing for Tyrus. 4th place in the individual standings. They put up that? That is shocking. It will be low-key up next for the Pantheon. Arguably the best in the sport, but they're currently sitting in 12th. But low-key, looking pretty fast through the first sector here. Look, they're going to get around a 12-second time, actually 13 seconds. And speaking of 13, they're 1300th back of Zoro. Through second sector with some good speed. Very straight trajectory as we've seen before. How will the exit look? Looks pretty good. They've gained 2200th over Zoro. How will the last sector shake out? It's pretty clean. Will it be in the battle for pole? It's not locked in yet, but it's provisional 3rd. Electra will be in that battle for pole. Loki and Vertigo are on the bubble. Next up, it is Bedlam for Klaus. Klaus has been pretty average so far. Their best result was 4th at Tedaglow Circuit, which is actually from Magnum. Bedlam has been somewhat disappointing so far in the MSFC. This is looking like a pretty good first sector. Yes, it is. 0.24 ahead of Zoro as they go through the ski slope. Once again, bumping off the walls like we saw with Glaive. That did gain Glaive some time. Will it gain Bedlam some? It does. Barely anything, though. How will these bumpers shake out? It looks pretty good. But actually lost some. But 0.33 back. And they are locked in for a battle for pole. They knock out Vertigo with that result. Now, one racer left to go. It will be Awaken. This marble. At this point, I feel like the fans are already waiting for the battle for pole because they are not expecting great things from Awaken. They are sitting 29th in the individual standings. Their team, the Shadowhunter, sitting in 15th. Would love a great result here. How Awaken do in the first sector? Not doing horrible so far. A quarter of a second back of Zoro. If they keep up this pace somehow, they'll be in second. Once again bumping off the walls like Bedlam and Glaive did. This time they lose 9/10 back through third sector, and it's not clean. Awaken will not be battling for pole. Where will they sit? They'll sit in 10th. They did beat Blink though, so they have that going for them. Now, in the battle for pole is Zoro, Bedlam, Electra, and Loki as we get started here in the 2-lap shootout for pole position and that extra point that comes with it. It's Zoro getting off to a monster start. Loki passed Bedlam for 3rd, and now as they go into the ski slope, Loki is drafting Electra here. They try to get by, but it's not going to happen yet. In fact, if we get Electra boost, they're going to try to track down Zoro to start on pole here at Icy Mountain. Oh, Loki's closing in though. Oh, but they actually saw an Electra in the process. They're both on the same step of the belt. Who gets off better will be Electra. Loki does have the inside blind though, and they're able to get by. Now, will they be able to track down Zoro first? Zoro has a pretty comfortable lead so far, around 1 straight. As they go down the ski slope for the final time. Here comes Loki and Electra. Electra bounces off of Loki. That's going to allow them to get some speed. They're closing in on Zoro. Through the third sector for the final time. Zoro killed these in the qualifiers. Alright, so Loki. Loki's not going to get there. Zoro will be starting on pole at Icy Mountain. And will ever hold on for third? Yes, they will, just barely over Bedlam. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the full race.